Welcome back. Now, if you have found this video, it's likely I've sent it to you because you filled out a form on Facebook, you requested information on website. One way or another, you've presented yourself as a potential buyer or someone that's interested in buying. So let's go over what a buyer introduction or buyer welcome packet kind of looks like. Just to kind of set forth an action plan for what the buying process looks like, and just to make sure that the consumer, you know exactly what you're getting when you bring on a realtor or bring on representation to help you find a home. Because let's face it, anybody and everybody can get their license these days. So you want to make sure that the person that's, representing you and doing things on your behalf know what they're doing. So one way to set the precedent from the very beginning is making sure that everybody understands that communication is key. So no better way to do that than setting forth an action plan. So this is meetjesse.com. If you wanted to give that a look, click any links, look at any guides. Let's get into the welcome packet. All right, so here we go. We are in my welcome introduction letter that I send to all new clients. Now, these folks I met at an open house, so I got to speak with them in lengths, understand their situation, and I have a lot of answers to the questions already, which we'll see below. That may not be the case for you, or what I'm sending you may need to be filled out, but more or less you get the concept of what a welcome introduction guide looks like. But why I wanted to go over this one was because it is actually two households combining into one. So there's 3 transactions that have to line up appropriately. And even if I communicate clearly and send everything by email, something may have happened where maybe they didn't communicate clearly. So getting it all into one spot and coming up with an action plan for what timelines look like, of where the dates will line up with where we'll be in 60, 90, 120 days is really important to go over. So this first page is just a general welcome, kind of hit every possible consumer that would be requesting the form or I'd be communicating with. Second page can be pretty in-depth. Like I said, if I've talked to you at an open house, we've had a chance to go over a lot of things, talk about things, but majority of the time when we just talk on the phone for the first time, you're still at the very beginning of the process. You may not want to talk and or go over a lot of things, or maybe you didn't even talk about it with other ones and not have an idea of what you're looking for. So this still may need to be filled out later, but more or less all these questions get us on the same page. All right, so we have our search criteria established. We know our timeline, we know our home must-haves and our absolute deal breakers. It's time to start searching. But why those are important is I'll give an example of a lady that came to an open house that I was hosting in a community that has a pool. She loves the water aerobics, everything about it. But the problem was the community did not allow a certain breed of dog. Going forward, now that we're working together, I know to only send her properties that are going to allow that breed of dog. So she's not wasting time. I'm not wasting time. One of my pet peeves when showing a property is wasting all the time to go there and then finding out once we're there that they have a criteria that doesn't allow whatever they have in that HOA. For example, like being able to park a boat on the road. Like some HOAs just don't allow that, but some people have work trailers. There's just things that can be talked about and established beforehand, so we're not wasting each other's time. So you're not wasting your time. And when you're viewing a text from me, you know it's going to be a home that you want, hits all your must-haves, and is potentially a property that you know you can put an offer in on, as opposed to me just sending you any home and anything that's on the market trying to be top of mind to you. That's where I become numb to you. You see my text, you don't even look at the home because it's not pertinent or relevant to what you're looking for. So the goal of the first step is to establish strong parameters for the second step. So the homes and things that we're looking at are important and hit exactly what we're looking for. Now, once we get to the point where we find a home that we're actually interested in putting an offer in on, I have a buyer's guide that goes over all that, but this is more or less just an introduction guide to set up the action plan to kind of establish the process for what it takes to start looking at homes. After you've reviewed it, I asked, is there anything else that I can get from you, such as these two? I met at an open house, so I got all the information I really needed from them, just forgot to get their full names and then one of their email addresses. And then also, if I missed anything from them, is there anything that I could have covered better, or any parameters that may have changed that we need to talk about? And all that could be done in the text, but the difference is when you're just winging it, starting it down here, and you guys are all communicating back and forth in text, it's just kind of like, it could be like somewhere in here where you have an understanding of a client. Whereas setting introduction welcome letter, it's up to here. So if we're fine tuning things, we're going from here to maybe here. It's just it's a better form of communication and understanding of each other, and it also sets a precedent that I know what I'm doing. So going into this next step is where, if you have somebody that you know or hear of that's looking to buy or sell real estate, just even before we've actually started viewing properties, you know that I know what I'm doing because I've set forth this action plan. You have faith in me that when you send me somebody that I'm going to do the same with them and get them in a spot where they're comfortable and happy with their situation with their representation. And then also the referrals is how I donate as much as I do to the Hero Benefits Network. You know, if I had to spend as much as some do on advertising, then I wouldn't be able to donate what I can to the Hero Benefit Network. And if you're a cop, anything in healthcare, teacher, nonprofit, military, you know, there's several things over. MeetJesse.com has a little spot for Hero Benefit Network where it gives down payment assistance and relocation grants, but that's another topic for another video. But more or less, just what I'm going over is your referral is important, and then not only do I appreciate the referral, but I give back too. And being a veteran, like I said, it's something that's important to me. And then, like I said, we could have talked a long time at open house, or I could have maybe just talked to you for a few moments on the phone. That's why this last page just gives a little bit more of a reassurance and kind of why you should trust me to help you buy or sell a home. I appreciate you sticking it all the way out through this video. I know that informative videos are not the funnest, but I appreciate you and can't wait to help you. Thanks so much.